Ken
Hey,
Dizzle. Hey.
yeah, it went through.
All right. So, hi, everyone. Okay. So, this is me and my brother Ken. We are chilling. And I was actually reading a blog. I'm going to read it to you, Ken. This blog,
Okay.
okay? So, it is from this site, from a friend's blog. Well, actually, yeah, it's called lovewithoutcompromises.com.
Hmm.
So, the question that's posed is, how do you know if it's okay to stay after cheating? Can you get back together after cheating? Yes, it is possible to move on in your relationship from betrayal and hurt, but it will take work and it will take some sacrifices. If you both decide that it's worth it and are both sincere to the process, I guarantee that you will move on to have a better relationship, even if you still decide to separate. There are no guarantees in love, but it should always be a bed of roses. I understand love is a work in progress. It is not a place for constant sadness and animosity. Learning how to communicate and solve problems together must also be a part of the progress. So, how can you know if it's right to stay? Well, there are a few things that must be in place first. This list is not perfect, and I'm sure I'll update it as I grow as well. So, he or she put a whole list and it's talking about unforced apology, mutual willingness. The affair has to be insignificant. Admit that your old relationship is over. Put in work. Full transparency. And then she was like, the hardest things on this list, she was mentioning that are 1 and 3. But anyways, she goes on to say, this is going to take patience yourself. Are you up for this kind of challenge? How much is it worth to you? And, you can send in your comment or whatever. But so my question to you,
Hmm.
Ken, I'm gonna tell you mine. I'm gonna tell you what shaped and molded me to know that, infidelity was not a thing for me. But you tell me, like, have you ever dealt with infidelity, or were you the person that was, you know, let's be completely honest here.
Uh-huh.
Look at your face.
I had to think.
so,
I know.
so
I'm thinking. That's my thinking face. You said, "Have I?"
okay.
So you're saying, "Have I ever been a cheater? And have I ever been cheated on?"
Yeah, how did you deal with infidelity?
Um, I don't, to be honest. Like, if somebody, I think if somebody cheats on me or does something that they're not supposed to do while they're with me, I'm usually like the first one to go because I think that there's so many fish in the sea. But at the end of the day, it's not. I don't think it should be an end all be all type of thing. Like, if it would depend. If it was just sex, sometimes you do slip up and you make mistakes and you do different things. And if you decide that, okay, in this scenario, in this situation, it was just sex, you know what I mean? It was just like I felt the fucking excuse my French, but I felt like hot and bothered. The person was right there.
No.
They was sexy as hell, and I just took it there. You know what I mean? I understand some things, and sometimes if you say, okay, let's work with you on your temptation or whatever it may be, but usually I don't think that I'll be prepared to stay because I don't think that there's nothing to prepare you to regain that trust with that person again. You know what I mean? That trust is always going to be broken. For me, I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, I'm always going to think twice. If you're trying to go out again, I'm always question it. So for me, I don't ever take anybody back. But to each his own. You know what I mean? But I just don't feel comfortable with that. And it's kind of like a
I
double-edged sword
understand. I
because
understand.
it's kind of like a double-edged sword because if somebody else comes to me and says I was with somebody that cheated, I'm like, you know what? Maybe you should just, if it was just sex, maybe you should stay. But I know my ass ain't staying. So, and then I know me. And I've cheated before. I'm not a saint at all. I've been in relationships with people and was like, whether something was missing, a connection was missing, and I felt like I can get it somewhere else. I might have cheated and went out and did a couple of things, but I don't think that I ever intentionally knew it to go back to the person. It was always like I already had one foot out the door, and then once I cheated, it was like, okay, let me end this now. So for me, I haven't really technically, quote unquote, yeah, you could say I cheated because but I never went back after that. Yeah.
What would, if you don't mind me asking, what was your reason for cheating most of the time? Or were you just like, or you just yourself, you had chronic wonderlust?
No, most of the time for me, it's emotional. Like it was like I wasn't getting the affection, or I thought that this person wasn't into me like that, and then, or maybe I felt like they might have been doing something I didn't like. I really don't have that much of a problem with, like, let's say, like, if I wasn't attracted to them anymore, because if I'm not attracted, I'm just going completely, and I don't even mess with them if I'm not attracted. So that's not even a factor. But the main factor is, like, if they're not emotionally connected to me and I don't feel that, I usually leave, and I usually, go out. Well, I'm not gonna say go out and cheat. At times when I did cheat, I just went out and, tried to seek it other places. And when I found it, it's like, okay, I don't need you no more. Goodbye. I'm out.
You're so
Goodbye.
honest.
Yeah, this is real.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So okay, I have a question for you. So when you were cheated on, how did you feel? How did you process it? And did you ever think about getting back? So you never thought about getting back with the person that's cheated on you?
No. I mean, there's times where I did, like, get back with them, but it was only for a hot second, and I really couldn't get over it. And it's like every time they're doing something or they're going out, you always think, like, are they still doing it? Or are they going to cheat on me? Are they going to do this? It's like you can't build that trust, and no matter how long you try to rebuild it, for me, it's like very difficult, because I have, like, I'm not going to say I have trust issues, because I don't. But once you give me a reason not to trust you, I'm not going to trust you. So for me, once I'm not going to trust you, I'm not around you. So that's how I am. You know what I mean? And I kind of built myself to be. But when I was younger, I was very insecure about myself, and I needed other people to love me. And when that happened, it was like, you wouldn't allow anybody to do whatever they want to do, because I didn't respect myself, and I was looking for somebody else to. But when I finally started to respect myself and really love myself for who I am, I was like, you know what, peace out. I can't take this. It's disrespectful. So to answer your question,
Right.
that's how I felt. I felt horrible. But I always moved past it, and I always got over it.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I guess I'll give you a little point. I'm sorry, a little break here and tell you a little bit of mine. So, yes, I have dealt with infidelity, but I dealt with it like very well. Me witnessing my mother, excuse me, my mother actually suffering on the end of the victim to infidelity, because she was so faithful. She was hardworking. She really wanted to build the foundation of the family and keep everybody together. She was really like that kind of a woman. You know what I mean? She cared about the house. She cared about the family. She cared about really building a strong family foundation. And my dad was like the complete opposite of my mother. I don't know how, I guess like opposites attracted, but my dad was an alcoholic at the time. He's a different person now. He was an alcoholic. I'm just be real. He was a hoe. My dad was definitely a Rolling Stone. He got mad big. And so just watching my mother like suffer and go through all that and just deal with all the emotional turmoil, that was enough to tell me I wouldn't want to like do that to someone else. So, I mean, I'm not trying to say I'm squeaky clean in all the things I do, but like that's one thing I can say I've never cheated on anyone, because I'm a damn angel, right? So I've never, I might check other guys out, but I'll never touch and I'll never do anything else. But if I feel the need, if I feel inclined to like, I'm just ready to, if I feel that I compelled to want to entertain something else or someone else, why did I say something? Anyway, someone else, then I will just break it off. I won't even think twice about it. I'll just break the relationship off. But I've also, only one time, I only knew about one time being cheated on, and I was like, dude, I was like 16 years old, and I caught Malachi's dad. He was my boyfriend at the time, and I didn't catch him walking in the room. What happened was, me and him was sitting down eating Burger King. He brought Burger King for us. We sat down, and the phone rang, and I was like, aren't you gonna answer that? He was like, no. So we didn't. Finally, it rang, and stopped, and we're okay. Look, it's about to get ugly. So it rang again. I'm like, okay. So he finally gets up and he goes to the phone. The phone is not far from us. It's not far. So he picks up the phone and he's like quiet. He's like whispering. He's like, I was like, snatch that phone. I was like, what? Who? hello? And she was like, hello? I was like, oh, who's this? Click. And I asked him, I was like, who was that? What was going on? This bitch name was Violet. He was telling me this broad name is Violet and everything. And that's it. Like, I started crying. I was like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with you anymore. And I didn't. I didn't deal with him for a while. And I mean, that was it. That was, as anybody else that cheated on me, I wouldn't know because it wouldn't let me know. And honestly, I'm not the kind of person to go through people's phones and shit. Are you the kind of person to go through people's phone?
Hell to the no. That is your personal privacy, and I don't want your ass going through mine. And I don't make nobody feel that comfortable to feel like you can go through my phone. If you want to go through my phone, that means you don't trust me, and that means you don't need to be with me, because I'm with you because I trust you, I care about you, and we can move towards the love part. But at the end of the day, I don't play that phone stuff. You give me a reason not to trust you, or you don't trust me, that's my exit. Because that means if you don't trust me, that means you're going to do trust. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm saying, like, if you don't trust me, you then do untrustworthy things to me. So I kind of like back on up I feel like you don't trust me, and then, if I don't trust you, I'm not around you, like I said. So.
Okay. So, like, what was I gonna say? I was gonna actually be like, there was one time, I don't know how people can actually, my last ex, he went through my phone, he went through my Facebook, he went through my messages, he went through all that shit. So it was just ridiculous. So once I knew that, the trust was gone long. Hell no. So what if the affair was insignificant though? So there's a list right here. So it has to be insignificant. Okay, so if the affair, let's say the guy of your dreams cheated on you, but it was with someone that was like nobody. It was just like a fling. You wouldn't still just like, okay, talk it out and work it out with them?
I would have to see, not saying a fault in it, like my fault. I would just have to see, like, okay, maybe this person in another state, and I understand, like, maybe I was away for a while. It would have to depend on what happened, Like, let's say we were just in a relationship and they told me, mind you, and I did not find out, they told me. They said, listen, this is what I did, this is how I did it, this is where I did it, this is what happened. And you were overseas somewhere, or you was in, I'm in New York, you in LA, or I'm in LA, you in New York, type of thing. And it just happened. And we didn't see each other for massive amount of time. Okay, I can understand. You know what I mean? Long as you ain't in Atlanta and you did, whatever. No, I don't care where I'm at. If you're in Atlanta, you do something, you stay there. But yeah, long as we ain't in Atlanta, you can not come back, but we can talk about, we can negotiate coming back and what steps we're going to take in a relationship to come back. But if you didn't tell me and I found out on my own, that's deuces from the gate.
How the hell would you find out on your own? You know what I mean? Like, that's just, I wouldn't know.
I got spies everywhere. Like, I told one ex one time, he said, God rest his soul, he said, this is my city. And I said, first of all, I know what you do 10 steps before you do it. So whose city really is this? I got spies. I got people, people on deck. So yeah. I got people so exclusive that they'll text you last for this is your social and ask you I see you at Burger King today. I saw you,
oh my God.
at the Pound restaurant today. And eat nice at the Ritz. And you sitting there eating lunch. Yeah, don't play with me. I ain't that.
No. I'm just glad that I seen that early, and I just pray, like, there was a way of actually describing people born on December 10th and shit, praying at the altar of good character, and I do. But one thing I need to stop doing is, like, when it comes to relationships, is I noticed that I emotionally withheld myself from, or practically, like, expressing my emotions, unless it's actually positive, and I'm usually kind of detached. But are you detached? I don't think you're detached. When it comes to your boo thing, are you a detached kind of guy?
I wouldn't say attached. I wouldn't say attached. I would say um
No, detached. Are you when okay, so when you're with the guy, are you
I'm gonna be very
huh?
in the beginning, I am attached. I am. I'm not going to lie. In the beginning of any relationship or any type of thing, I am kind of attached, and I get very like, okay, I got to see you every day. We got to talk every day. We got to do. But then as it goes along, I'm a Libra, so you know we go through that up and down phase. So one minute we love you to death, next second we like over you completely because you did one little small teeny tiny thing wrong. So if you marry a Libra, that means you're lucked up, and that means they really like your ass because it's like one minute I could be obsessed with you, the next minute I could fucking think you the next trash to the thing. But I think to be honest, in the beginning I'm very attached, I'm very lovey dovey, and then as it goes along, I'm kind of it kind of dies down. So if you keep it up, you know that means you're a really good person. But I do. It's
Gotcha. Okay, so tie back in here.
huh? Say it again.
Okay. No. Go ahead. What were you saying? The last part?
Oh no, I just said like I feel like if you keep a Libra, that means then you're good because I leave them fast. Like I'll be lovey dovey in the beginning, very lovey dovey, almost to the point where I think we're gonna get married. I'm planning out our lives, like I'm seeing the future, and then it'd be like a week later, I'll be like, oh, I'm so over that. I can't believe he did, you know, whatever the case may be. I'll just be over it. So yeah.
You know what though? Well, first of all, okay, we're gonna segue a little bit here out of the subject. First of all, y'all Libras are hella charming, deceitful when it comes to that damn charm. So if y'all ever want to be aware of some Libras, because like, let me tell you, they're ruled by Venus. Okay, they got hearts all around their ass. You know what I mean? So like, they are charming. They are beautiful. But you know what though? All of that right there, you got to be careful for because you'll be so you'll gravitate to them and then they'll get your ass. As soon as they got your ass, you do not want to let go. As soon as they tired of you, they just discard you and recycle you.
That's
They're like you never mattered.
that is it's very sad. If we really keep you for more than like a year or even six, even a week, we that mean we really like your ass because like it's be like really on somebody, and it's not that we fake because we really do care about you the way we get that affection because we do in the beginning, but then it starts to die down a little bit, and that's when we start to not like your ass, and we probably get like mean a little bit too because I know I do. I get like really mean when I'm over it. But that's just when I'm over it.
Oh, so you trying to put the damn hack that nail in the coffin basically and end it off.
Yeah, but it's not even like yeah. And sometimes it's not even because we want. Sometimes I know I can't speak for all Libras, but I know sometimes I kind of like get me just so they can cut me off because I don't want to cut them off. I be trying to like do all type of mean stuff and say all type of mean stuff so they can cut me off. But that's horrible, and I'm getting over that because the older I get, the more older I get, the more open I am with my feelings and my emotions, and I'm able to say how I feel. Would just be like, nah, I don't fucking like you no more. Fuck you. I'm out. Excuse me.
Oh, you know what? The Omi, I used to. Well, yeah, that is definitely as you mature. As you mature, you definitely want to start to be more honest about those things. I'm starting to learn about that. Actually, it takes a special.
Like
Huh?
now I would be like, you know what? I don't like you. Like I like you as a person, but I don't think this gonna work between us. But before I'll be like real mean and nasty, like F you, I don't want to do this with you, just so they can leave me alone. Because I couldn't never say or be vulnerable enough to be like, oh, listen, this ain't gonna work, or to be honest enough to say this ain't gonna work. So I would get like really mean.
I got you. I
That's why they don't be.
gotcha. Well, that's why they what?
I said that's why they don't become my friends afterwards. Why they hate my guts so bad.
Oh, I'm the same way. Like, I want you to hate my guts. I want you to not be friends with me anymore. Like, once you're an ex, you're an ex.
But see,
I don't want you back in my life.
I think
What were you gonna say?
I said I think we kind of different because I don't want them to hate me, but they wind up hating me anyway. But I don't give a shit afterwards.
Pretty much. No, I mean, not necessarily hate, but it's like I do want you to dislike me enough to where you will leave me alone and never even claim that I'm crazy. I'm okay with that. So
Yeah.
back to the conversation here in regards to this. So with infidelity, that's what we were, that's what, I don't know. I couldn't, to be honest with you, I couldn't, no matter how much I love this person, I couldn't get back with them. I couldn't see myself working out no matter how mutual it was. Well, I only did it once. This was my son's father. We were boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. We were mad young. But as an adult now, at 34 years old, about to be 35 very soon, I couldn't do that. I don't have the time. Plus, like you said, there's plenty of fish in the sea. There's just better. I'm pretty sure that there's better. There is fucking 8 billion people, I think, in this planet. I'm pretty sure there's quite a few that I can actually entertain.
One day I might like to laugh.
What did you say?
I like salmon, and so yeah. So for me, I'm like whatever. Yeah, I'm not really. I'm not big.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not big on the stand. I will be out regardless of what happens. To be honest, but I know that if something was to happen, it was just one time and one thing. Eventually, I'll probably tell you after not arguing, but after conversations to see who, what, where, why. I think that it'll probably end anyway. So, yeah.
Hell no. No, I just don't have it in me because then I stopped loving you. And then I stopped thinking about who the hell I fell in love with. And then I don't even know who the fuck you are anymore. So then I started to, entertain other thoughts of, I don't have time to sit here and be, prodding over you and micromanaging if you keeping your dick in your pants. I prefer to go elsewhere. And if your attention is somewhere else, I'd rather just put my attention, you know what I mean, somewhere else as well. I'd rather go somewhere and do something with myself. I wouldn't sit around. So, well, any last words in regards to infidelity, Ken?
No, not at all. Because no. I think that if y'all just this is out to your audience. I think that if you're going to stay with somebody during cheating, I think just to make sure that why you're staying. Always look at why you stay and why you're going to stay and why should you stay. And think about this person and see if they're going to do it again and be prepared for them honestly to do it again. Because I'm not going to say once a cheater, always a cheater, because sometimes like that. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be prepared, just be prepared for them to do it again. And for you side hoes, I got to say it. If you going to mess with somebody, man, be prepared to throw them hands up. You know what I mean? Don't mess with nobody, man, and just think that it's going to be okay. Those are the type of hoes that I don't get along with. The type of hoes that I get along with. Some of my friends, homegirls and homeboys, if they mess with somebody, man, they prepared to throw them hands. You know what I mean? So just take that, you know what I mean, and take that message and rock with it, and make sure that if you a hoe and you fuck other people, man, and you do all type of stuff, make sure you ready to throw them hands, regardless. That's all. All
right. Okay. Well, that's it, y'all. No, infidelity isn't for me. I'm not forgiving your ass. I'm not getting back with you. I'm too much of a loyal ass woman to deal with that.
Me too.
I'm so fucking loyal. All right. Thank you, Ken. Bye, y'all.
Bye.